So what you guys are about to be seeing is an interview that Jamarl Thomas did with Jimmy Dore. I'm going to link down below Jamarl Thomas's channel and the video. Make sure you do go subscribe to his channel. He is a small progressive YouTuber just like I am. So Jimmy Dore, what you're going to be seeing is an interview. He asked really good questions because, as you guys know, Jimmy Dore was the kind of one person on the Young Turks who was fervently against voting for Hillary Clinton. He voted for Joe Stein. He advocated for not voting for Hillary Clinton because he believed that it would unite the left and it would bring the power against Trump. And he wanted, and as he says in the interview, he wanted to prevent the status quo from continuing. Check this part out, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it.
A few questions. You were on TYT, and I would imagine that you guys had let's say there was a break in the sense of between the division between what you went to and what the other show went to. I would imagine there's a certain amount of stress that went along with that particular process. What was it like being the lone voice in the wilderness saying, I'm not voting for that woman, they cheated my guy, oh, she can go fuck herself with Jill Stein?
It felt good in a sense because I've allowed that freedom on the Young Turks. They don't tell you what to think. You don't have to toe a company line. They gave me a platform to say what I wanted to say. So big props to the Young Turks and Cenk Uygur for doing that, right? Yeah. Nobody else does that. What it was like was it was difficult. It strained my relationship with certain people on the Young Turks that I had a close relationship with. Yeah. And I'm still, to this day, it's kind of, we've drifted, but, and that bothers me, yeah. Right? And so yeah, it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't fun to be not on the same page as in the primary, we're all on the same page with Bernie. And so it wasn't that much fun, right? I like being together on the same team, right? So we're kind of back to that now, yeah. In a sense, right? Because they're with the Justice Democrats, and I'm going draft Bernie, but it's the same idea. We're back to getting corporatism out of politics, so that's great. Yeah,
I agree. No, I agree, and I think a lot of people who watch your show at the very least, regardless of what they think of politics, they look at you as being a different thing, a separate factor. The fact that you're the lone voice in the wilderness, what people say, well, people give a certain amount of credibility. Would you argue that that's a level of integrity versus fear in that election? Like, meaning people were saying, I'm voting for Jill Stein out of integrity, not because I'm terrified of Donald Trump, but because it's almost this thing of, the vote for Jill Stein, in a sense, was saying, look, I'm not going to vote for that person just because they're trying to force me to vote for that person.
I was more afraid of the continuing status quo.
So Jimmy talks about how the Young Turks let him say basically whatever he wanted, being an anti-Hillary person. And it kind of goes against the kind of narrative and talking point that the Young Turks is an echo chamber. Sorry, blank there for a second. An echo chamber, but Jimmy Dore had really gone on. He's gotten into a lot of conflicts with people on the Young Turks. And we're going to talk about a few people because he says that he has, kind of drifted apart from a few of the people on the Young Turks because of his position on the Young Turks that he did. I want to know from you guys who you think which Turks people, Young Turks host, he has drifted apart from. If I had to guess, one of them probably be Ben Mankiewicz, maybe John Iadarola, and possibly Anna Kasparian. Those are the main three that I could think of. But if you have others, definitely let me know. I think that there was someone else that he had heavy debates with on the Young Turks. I just can't recall his name, unfortunately. But let me know who you guys think he has drifted apart from. This is definitely very interesting, and because it was the coverage of the 2016 election in which Donald Trump won, and it had a lot of things riding on it. And the Young Turks, as you guys know, Cenk was for voting for Hillary Clinton no matter what the circumstances in the Trump-Hillary election, and Jimmy Dore advocated for not voting for her, and he voted for Jill Stein. So there was a lot of conflict there, a lot of heated back and forth, especially with Ben Mankiewicz and even Cenk Uygur. And I've seen one with John Iadarola as well, and they get really heated and really crazy, discussions, really heated back and forth, passionate, angry back and forth. So let me know what you guys think. The interview done by Jamarl Thomas was very good. Make sure you go subscribe to him down below and watch the video. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below. Leave a like and share the video. Help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.